Welcome to Airguns and Coffee Talks with Airguns Raider and Hipshot. Guys, today we have a treat. Today, guys, we go over a gun that I ended up being in a treasure hunt for. Something that's been on my list for a long time, guys. And the special way that it came about. So guys, get yourself a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage. Coffee's hot. And meet myself and Hipshot on the other side. So welcome back, guys. So this one, guys, as you can see on the table, we have the Crosman 1077 Co2 pellet air rifle, guys. So guys, this is one that's been on my list, guys. Airguns Raider keeps a list of air guns, guys, that has been on his list since he's been collecting. And this is one that kept falling through the cracks on me, guys. As you know, guys, I do Airguns raids, and every time this one would come across, when I first started collecting air guns, guys, I started off collecting, guns that were under $100. And there were certain guns that I put on my list. So I keep a list of air guns, guys, on a tablet that I keep. I keep photo files, guys, and in those files, guys, I list air guns that are on the list that I would want to collect or that I was going to collect. And this is one that I was going to collect, but there's a story behind. So one of the reasons why I never collected this one, guys, not because I didn't like the gun, was that I was collecting pistols when I first started out, and this would have been one of my first air rifles, guys, but I had a list of pistols and rifles, etc., that were under $100. And so every time I went to go buy this one, guys, I was starting to think that, you know what, it's at a low price and I'll eventually get it, because during Christmas time, when I do a lot of my raids, guys, the price of this air gun would come up at, I think they were charging like $69 and some change at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'm not collecting rifles right now. I'll get back to it. So Christmas time would roll around and they would have deals on this gun, guys. So this gun would sometimes come up with a deal that was about $40. So at $40, guys, back then, I really wasn't thinking in terms of that being a good deal as far as the price drop. Because what would happen is it would be $69 or whatever and some change, and then they would flash a discount on it for $40. But like I said, I was purchasing air pistols at the time, and so I would pass this one up. And so the next year would come around, and this one's still at the top of the list, but now the price is gone, where it's back to $69, and it was advertised as being on sale. And I'm like, the year before, I could have got this gun for $40. So this is how I kept passing it up. Kept passing it up, waiting, hoping that I could get it back down to the $40 mark. And I never could. Didn't never happen. Matter of fact, it went up. So in some cases, guys, it got up to $100. And so I just said, you know what? There's other guns that I'm looking for, and I'll just pass. So Then what happened was I got out of collecting guns that were under $100 and I went up to 200 and beyond. And so whenever I go do my raids and looking for guns, this one kept falling off the list. It stayed on the list, but it just kept falling off. So that's one of the things, guys. So when I come back, I'll tell you how I got this gun. Okay, guys, so the reason why this gun ended up becoming sort of like a treasure hunt was about 3 or 4 days ago, guys. I was in my local thrift store, and usually, guys, because I have an Airgun channel, that's one of the primary things I look for when I go thrift shopping, as I look for Airguns, and they're rare. They come up sometimes. Sometimes it's Airgun stuff like holsters and things that are gun related, like red dot sights and scopes and things like that, more so than the guns. This one I walked into, and it's behind one of the counters, so it's on a display. And so it's sitting in the corner, and I looked at it, caught my eye, and I was like, is that what I think it is? And it was. So I peeked over, and they ended up having something like, I want to say $59 on this gun. And, at the thing that I understood was, I know my prices on my Airguns, and at $59, even though this one, guys, is running anywhere from 80 to 70 to 100, or if you get lucky, you go to one of your Airgun retailers online, and they have these things where you can sometimes spend and you can get money off, like $20, $10, or percentage. I figured, you know what, at 59, I'm gonna pass on this gun once again. So I come back home and I put the numbers in by, looking on the internet to see what it was gonna cost me. And I got it down to about $62, but that was pre-tax. So tax and shipping would bring this gun back up to 70 or so bucks. But it was running anywhere from 70 something bucks to 80 bucks to $100. And I was still like, So I got to thinking, my local thrift store, which I happen to really enjoy going to, they run specials as well. So sometimes they'll have discounts. Sometimes you can get some money knocked off of it, and it all depends on what it is. So, if you guys know anything about thrift shopping, you never leave a deal on the table. You pick that up right away, or it's probably going to be gone. And so I go into the thrift store, and there it was. And so this time I came and I had coupons, guys, that would allow me to bring this down a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just enough for me to walk out of the store with it. So guys, this gun I ended up getting for $52. And I thought that was a decent bargain, especially since it's been one I've been hunting for a while. At 40 bucks, anywhere between that and $100, I'm good. So that's the story on this one. Be right back. Okay, so also, guys, I forgot. So as an incentive with this gun, because they don't usually carry air guns, it's rare. It's rare to get an actual air gun. You get all kinds of other types of guns, from toy guns that are Nerf based, like I buy, to Springers, to airsoft guns. But this is the first time they had an air gun in almost 2 years, because I purchased another one about that time. So at least when I come in, if they're on the shelves, there'll be paintball guns and stuff like that. But these would elude me. So one of the incentives they had on the trigger, they had placed a plastic bag, and in that bag, guys, and when they handed it to me to look it over, they had a plastic bag with some Crosman pellets in it, and they had one CO2. So Crosman's pellets, guys, are running like $6.99 online, and anybody knows with the powerlets, you know, maybe 50 cents for one, and that's what they had. So that was an incentive to purchase. Okay, guys, so to tell you how much that I knew this gun was on my list, this, as you can see, guys, is the 1077, what they call a speed loader pack, which are the cartridges, guys, for the magazine. So this one, guys, I've had just about almost going on 2 years. It's been in one of my gun stash areas, and I purchased it, guys, knowing that the 1077 was on my list and I would eventually buy one, but just didn't have any time frame on it. And so this was at my same local thrift store, and as you can see, guys, you know, they had $1.98 on it, and it came down to 75 cents. So like I do when I gather airgun stuff and things that are related to the channel, I throw it in the basket and I purchase it. And this one I put in the stash area, and I knew it was there, but it was like, okay, you know, eventually you're gonna get this gun. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm excited about it today. Okay, guys, so another reason why I wasn't rushing to get this gun as well, guys, was, you know, that one's been out for several years from what I understand. And so they came out, I think last year, maybe year before, with another version with the 1077. It's in a gray stock, and this is what it looks like. And so when it came out with that one, I started contemplating on whether or not I would buy it. The different thing was, you know, even though gray is my color, one of my colors, I just decided that I didn't want that gun, and I much more prefer the black version of it. So that was one thing. And so the other thing, guys, was about the same time, about 2 years ago or whatever, they came out with, Umrex came out with the 1022, Ruger 1022. And so it might have been more than 2 years ago, guys. Don't quote me on that. But I started seeing videos with a comparison between the Ruger 1022 and the Crosman 1077. So still, it didn't influence my decision. I just didn't, in my collection, I collect certain guns and different guns. And the Ruger is one that I really don't have on my list, but it's not one that I wouldn't purchase. It's just one that, you know, it's not on my list. And, you know, it would be based on a raid. If I do a raid and I'm looking for an air gun and I know the prices of those particular guns, I think that gun has gone up from the time that I saw the comparison. And, you know, the whole thing with myself and raids, guys, is that I'll go and I'll raid a gun that's been out for quite some while. As a matter of fact, I have 2 or 3 of them in the box right now that were initially $500+ guns US, and I ended up getting for like 3 something during the deal on Christmas. And so that's how I purchase. So they're on lists for other reasons, and that's how I end up treasure hunting these types of guns. Okay, guys, before I go over some of the features of the gun, let me go over some of the specs. So this is the Crosman 1077. Its maximum velocity is 625 FPS according to Crosman. It is an overall length of 36.88 inches. The butt plate as well as the body is made of plastic or polymer. It is 3.75 pounds in weight. It is functioning as a repeater. It is suggested that this is a plinking and a target practice gun. It is .177, 4.5 millimeter caliber. The barrel length, guys, is 20.38 inches. Its shot capacity, guys, is 12 on the magazine. It is a rifle barrel, and it has a fiber optic sight, guys. It has a single stage trigger, guys. It is semi-automatic, and the rear sight, guys, is adjustable for windage and elevation. Okay, guys, so since this is a rifle, we're gonna go tip to butt. So there's the fiber optic sight, guys. And we come forward, that's on the rifle barrel. This is where you place the CO2. It's one CO2 12-gram capsule goes in here. This comes out. I'm not gonna take this out, guys. I've got air in it. It's on safety. And that was the other thing, guys. That was another reason why. So let me go ahead and come back to that. So it has checkering on the stock. So that's the adjustable rear sight. And that's the dovetail. Okay. And the trigger, guys. Trigger's plastic. Checkering on the buttstock, guys. Okay. So, and this here is the safety. Let's take this out, the magazine out. I can do it one hand. So this is what the magazine looks like. So guys, you can get more detail, guys, in some of the other videos. I plan on doing a few things with this one by the time this video is done. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. And this is what it is. Okay, guys, so I was getting ready to, when I was going to the features, I'd come to an impasse on when I got to the CO2. So when I got home, guys, well, while I was in the store, I was talking to the lady who was showing me the gun behind the counter, and you know, like I said, there's little tricks that you have to know about thrift shopping. So, you know, they had a package of pellets, and the CO2 was taped to the trigger. So when you see stuff like that, guys, you start to question whether or not the gun even works, because a lot of times, you know, they're not, you know, they don't give things away. So, you know, and in this case, guys, I ended up spending the $50, but I got a value of more because it had a brand new pack of pellets in it, and I did have a CO2 outlet in it that I told you about. So there was no way that I was gonna shoot this gun in the store, because I didn't know if it had any pellets in it or CO2 or whatnot. So when I got it home, guys, and I checked, it had some CO2 in it, and I practiced dry shot it, so I didn't hear any hissing or anything like that with the rifle. But, you know, because of the incentives that they had on the trigger and all this, I just assumed that it might not work, because there was an indication that, you know, like she told me, well, we don't know if it works or not, but, you know, the policy is, you know, you can't bring it back, blah, 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 blah. Can't bring it back, you know, so forth. etc. It's just their standard policy. So, you know, that was going to be on me whether I wanted to pay $50 for this gun. And so that's what I did. Okay, guys, so one of the reasons why I was excited by this particular gun, guys, is because it's a repeater, and it has CO2, so you don't have to single load it, and it's ready to go. And so a lot of times, guys, I collect differently. So there'll be guns that I buy because I like them. There'll be guns I buy because they're of the function. And so, give you an example of that. I collect guns in categories. So, you know, like my standard 6-shooter cowboy gun, guys, I would take that gun and I would practice drawing from the hip. So I'm practicing based on the quick draw that the Cowboys do in some of these competitions. So also I buy, you know, guns based on competition type style shooting functioning wise. And so this one, guys, was in the category of ISSF Olympic style rapid fire shooting. That's usually with a pistol, guys, but in my case, it's a pistol and it's also rifle category for me. So this one fits in that category for me. And so does the item in the back in the case that I still have yet to reveal. We'll come forward with that in a minute. So guys, this is the Crosman Vigilante. So guys, it shoots similar with the cylinders. And it's a pistol. So in the category that I talked about, that I collect in ISSF, this would be my rapid fire pistol along with the rapid fire shotgun. So that's the reason for the ISSF style targets, guys. So when I get ready to do my range shooting, guys, those will be the ones that I will use. Okay, guys, so as you know, this comes with iron sights, guys. And so, you know, with my eyesight and the way I shoot, guys, I need some type of magnification. But this is just, I want to make sure that I kept this gun as simple and close to just a standard for plinking, in this case, target shooting. And I didn't want to purchase anything that was expensive. So I went to my local Walmart and I picked up this Tasco scope, guys. I've never purchased one. You know, it's a cheap scope. Paid it was like 11 bucks on the shelf. Ended up costing me like 12 and some change. But I wanted to kind of I just want to keep this gun simple and use it for what I'm going to use it for. So guys, that's going to wrap up this portion of the video, guys. But it's not going to be the end of the video. So we're going to go ahead. It's been a while since I've been out to my range. And we're going to go ahead and take this on out to the range and see if we can't do a little rapid fire ISSF shooting. Okay, guys, so I went out to my range and I did a range session with these two guns. I did some rapid fire, guys. I have some results based on targets. The footage that I went to film, I tried a new chest rig that I've gotten to do videos, but turns out that the position on my chest was a little lower than I needed it to be, and so I didn't get to get the shooting footage that I wanted to. So, but it's okay, guys. We'll do some more sessions of these two platforms. So what we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and we'll talk about some of the things that happen out there in the range and some of the results of the target shooting. And then also, guys, at the end of that, we'll have some sort of like some B-roll footage that I had with the chest rig. Be right back. Okay, guys, so let's talk about the shooting of the Crosman Vigilante before I get to the 1077. So, guys, with this, the shooting of this gun right here, I found that I was having a bunch of trouble. When I go over the targets, we'll talk about it. But I was having some problems, some issues with this optic that I placed on it. One of the things, guys, was I was trying to keep I wanted to have just a more simple experience with my air guns. So I didn't want to put on any high-powered rifle scopes or any of the better red dot sights that I had. So this is the one that I was using on this. But what happened was when I went to zero this thing, guys, see the screw right here. This screw is attached to the windage spindle on this side, and so it was loose. So every time I would zero the scope, it's like, man, my shots were going here and there and everywhere, and it's like I know I just set that, and it was right in the right position, but it took me over here and took me over there. So that's what we're going to see with the results of the zeroing on this, because I saved the targets. So I ended up having to change to a different red dot and put this red dot on it. And the difference is, guys, you'll be able to tell right away based on the targets. I'm like, wow, because it took me several shots, and it took me quite a while to figure out that screw was loose. I just couldn't figure out why was it not, it should have been performing, but it didn't. So this is only temporary, guys. I'm gonna end up getting me another one, but it's a reasonable. These are the ones I picked up. I think they were like $7 to $10, and I picked up two, but they're decent red dot for what they are, guys. They have different reticles that you can choose, and they are red and green. So might want to check that out, and I might just I want to get this in black for this pistol. So maybe I'll go and get another one of these, but I'll look it up and get it in black. So be right back. So, guys, shooting this gun just did not disappoint, guys. I was highly impressed with it once I zeroed in the Tasco scope, which, guys, this is a budget scope, and there's some downness about this scope, but it's not the scope. It's also based on me and how I have to use it. But the results will show more decent on the targets that I was shooting. I was really surprised because I did a rapid fire session. So the way I did my rapid fire sessions, guys, based on IFFS, is that they do timing. The timing is 4 seconds, 6 seconds, and 8 seconds. So I would set a timer. So I'll give you an example. Alexa, set a timer for 4 seconds.
Timer for how long? 4 seconds, starting now.
So I would set a timer for 4 seconds, and I do, Alexa, stop the alarm, and that's how it would go on my Echo Dot out in the garage. So I do a 4 second, 6 second, and then I do 4 second, 6 second, and 8 second interval. So I have the targets for those, and we'll discuss those. But I was very happy with this purchase, guys. I was really, I wouldn't have been more happier if I bought it brand new. And I'm just happy because I was able to get it in a thrift store fine. No leaks, no problems, no issues, knock on wood. Everything from the new clips that I have for it, everything just worked just really well. So, and the Tasco scope wasn't bad. So let's talk about the Tasco scope. So this scope, guys, is a budget scope, just like the ones that they send out with some of the less expensive air guns that you'll buy. They'll sometimes come with these types of scopes, and they come with better scopes too. I've got a couple of guns that I've had actually better scopes. But this is a basic scope. It's not illuminated or anything like that, guys. The eye relief for me, guys, is my biggest problem because, I'm not blind as a bat, but I have to have illuminated reticles, guys, and I have to have a bigger opening because it's just tough for me. But actually, I was able to shoot with it, and I wasn't disappointed with it. And I'm not going to change it. This is definitely a top Plinker, guys. This is definitely one I'm going to leave as is, and use it for what I use it for. So, yeah, I like the setup, guys. It's closer to being able to use the iron sights that I'm not able to use because of my eyesight and everything. But yeah, for it, I give it pretty good marks for what it showed on the targets. Okay, guys, so this is the first target that I set up to 0. And I started out with the 1077, guys. And it took me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots before I actually got to a point where I was satisfied with what I was doing with it. So I left it at that because one of the things too, guys, is adjusting the turrets on this. This one is, it's fairly simple, but the range in which you're able to get the adjustment is just, the turret screw started loosening and it came to a certain point, and I had to just, kind of get them balanced in order for it to work without screwing the thing out. So, but like I said, for cheap scope and for what I was using it for, this is how it worked. So I got this one and I zeroed this one. This was the 0 for the 1077. So as you can see, guys, with I went to in blue. I tried to try to zero the Vigilante, and I couldn't get anything on the paper. And I was like, wow, okay. So these are the shots that I got on the paper, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch up and start with a new target. So okay, so it took me two 0 targeting sessions to try to get the understanding of what was happening with this thing. So this one, guys, I got to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots before I just was like, because it was not, it was not. I was moving the turrets to where it was supposed to be with this. With this red dot sight, but it's just the screw, and it's just a piece of junk, guys. I'm not saying anything. You guys might have had a better experience than I have with it, but I won't be using this anymore. Plus, I didn't pay much for it. This is like a $7 to $10 reticle. I mean, I'm sorry, red dot, and wasn't worth the effort for me. So anyway, it was just everywhere. You know, here it started, see where 1, 2, 3, started just like it was starting on the first target that was set up for zeroing. And then this is where it went. And then when I thought I had it, it started going over here. And then it just kind of stayed where it was, but it didn't. It just didn't hold zero. So anyway, so I went from this one to this next one. This next one I put together, and it just got worse, guys. It just got worse. You know, you see how that just start going here and there and everywhere. And this is when I discovered the screw was loose. It looks like I took about 12 shots on this thing, man. And it's like, oh, okay, something's really wrong with this thing. So I decided at this point to go ahead and change out. So when I changed out, guys, the red dot that's on it now, the SV Bonnie red dot, this is the result that I got. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots on target, and there you go. So I called it a day on that one, with that one as well. So that worked. So that's why I'm going to get I'll get another red dot for it. But that one worked. Okay, guys, so after I zeroed the scope, I set up my practice targets. So I shot the practice targets, guys. First time I shot, this was the Vigilante with the SV Bonnie red dot, and this is what I was getting. So I think that if I didn't zero that one quite as tight as I needed to be, so, but that's okay. But that's the results I was getting there. So this one, guys, this is these are the results for the Tasco scope on the 1077. So those got better. So I did a second practice shooting, and so I switched up. The 1077 is at the top. So see the results. These are the results. So the results got better with that, and then they remained quite about the same with the Vigilante. So I had one here, sort of looks the same as the other one. So I didn't take the time to readjust the red dot. I just decided to go with it just to see what we would get. So this was my target shooting session, guys. I ended up doing the 4, 6, and the 8 for each. This is the Vigilante POW, and this is the 1077 POW. So let me go over the Vigilantes first. Okay, so same thing, guys. The Vigilante, the way it performed based on my zeroing and the red dot I was using, I could probably do a better job at zeroing, but these were my shots. You see where they landed, and this is the first round. First round was 4 seconds. I did this was a 4-second one. That's the result I got on the first one. This is the 6-second one. And as you can see, this is where the shots landed. So I got 3 on target and the other 2. So, you know, with the type of shooting that the rapid fire does with the IFFS, guys, you get five shots 5 shots on target. So this was the last one. The last one was my 8 second. So the 8 second allows you to take your time a little bit more. So even with the red dot not being zeroed in as best as it should be, that's the results. So I got better results. I still have one that was missed, but I got 4 shots on target. So that was the Vigilante. So, there you go, hip shot in this coffee, man. No more coffee for you. So anyway, anyway, guys. So here, the first round. This is the first round of the 1077. So got 5 shots on target, guys. And the scope is zeroed as best as I did. You know, I could have gotten more precision on that, the zero, but you know what, guys? I'm not mad at this. So this is my 4 second shot target. So 4 seconds, guys, this is what I got. So this is my 6 second. That's why I said I'm really happy with this purchase, guys. It's a good gun. I like it a lot. I am going to refine and tune the scope, guys, because I can do better than this, I know. And that's not bad, but yeah. So that's the 6 second, and this is the 8 second one, guys. So similar results on all 3, guys. So hey, I was happy with those results. And I really liked how it shot and just performed pretty well. So it's not bad for a thrift store buy, guys. Not bad at all. So guys, I'm gonna wrap this session up, guys. We're not gonna do our normal out hip shot because the final cuts on this video are just gonna be like I said, B-roll type footage. Okay, guys, so we're out of my range now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up. This is the setup for I need to sight in my scope. I need to sight in my Tasco scope. So I'm gonna do that right quick, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna be running minimum setup today. I have a table that I usually set up to shoot from. I have several things that I use to set up from tables that are set up for this, but this is gonna be minimum because I'm gonna be standing. But today I'm gonna use my shooter stick to go ahead and zero in the Airgun scope. So yeah, we'll see how that gonna zero in on this target, guys. Usually I have different setups for my range. I can plink in my range. I can stand and shoot in my range. I can do all kinds of things in the range that I put together with different types of targets and different types of setups.
It's 12:49 p.m.
Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 3:20 p.m.
So overall, guys, I would say I'm happy with this gun. Catch you in the next video.